Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette's Joan Vassos' recent wedding update has me puzzled. I wonder if she's not happy with Chock. Throughout the Golden Bachelorette's postseason, Joan Vassos and Chock Chapel have given Bachelor Nation updates on their impending wedding. But their most recent update has me wondering how Joan really feels about Chock. Throughout the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 and in its aftermath, Joan has been open about the fact that she's not rushing a wedding. Joan and Chock's connection on the show was quick and sweet, but the pair are still only about 6 months into their relationship, which means they don't need to be rushing into marriage entirely. Joan and Chock's relationship, instead, has been a bit slower. With the golden couple still navigating the postseason with grace, it's been clear that their plans have changed more than once since the Golden Bachelorette's finale episode. After sharing that they wanted to move to New York City during the finale, the movement surrounding their move has come to a standstill, at least in public. Joan and Chock have spent more time in his native Kansas than anywhere else, and the change has likely made things a bit more tense in their relationship. Even so, Joan's most recent comments about her future marriage have me somewhat concerned about their relationship. As Joan and Chock have moved through their newly public life and tried to work at becoming influencers in their own right, they've been sharing more about what they plan to do in the future. Like most Bachelor Nation couples, viewers are focused on the where and when about the pair's wedding, but Joan has shut those rumors down recently, sharing that she has 2 weddings in her family to focus on. Joan revealed that she and Chock don't plan to get married in 2025. Chock, in the past, has made it seem like the pair may not even get married until after 2026, depending on what's going on in their lives. But Joan's recent comments made it clear that they aren't prioritizing marriage. While it's understandable, the fact that the couple is giving a lot of pushback to the idea of marriage is a bit unnerving. It's possible that Joan and Chock just don't value a union. But if they are just waiting for convenience, it could spell trouble. While a wedding may not be a priority, Joan and Chock are still figuring out some of the basic steps of their relationship. As the pair attempt to forge ahead, their time together has been riddled by Bachelor Nation backlash about what's going on in their lives. While they'd originally announced they'd be moving to NYC, Joan and Chock have consistently been in his home state of Kansas throughout their time together. As they have yet to choose what they want to do and where to settle, the golden couple are facing another major crossroads aside from their wedding. Although it's possible that they're simply choosing to take things slow, Joan may not be happy with the way she's living her life with Chock. Despite the fact that she's been moving forward in their relationship, Joan may be struggling with the way things are going for her after the Golden Bachelorette, especially knowing that she and Chock aren't meeting eye to eye on a lot of their big decisions. Joan could be trying to keep things moving slowly to truly assess what's best for her, whether that be Chock or to move ahead on her own after her golden journey. Joan Vassos has always carried herself with a poise that commands attention, not in a loud or flashy way, but in a quiet strength that seems to come from a life well lived and heartbreak well survived. When she stepped into the spotlight as the Golden Bachelorette, millions of viewers were rooting for her to find a love story worthy of her warmth and wisdom. And when she chose Chock Chapel, a charming, outdoorsy widower with a smile that could calm a hurricane, it seemed like the perfect match. But lately, her wedding update has fans scratching their heads. I, for one, can't help but wonder, is Joan really happy with Chock? Let's rewind for a moment. After the dramatic final rose ceremony, when Joan tearfully whispered, "I choose you," to Chock beneath a shower of confetti and applause, we all assumed wedding bells were just around the corner. Their chemistry felt real, organic, like 2 puzzle pieces that had waited decades to find one another. Chock wasn't the flashy choice. He wasn't the loudest or most flirtatious in the mansion, but he was steady, emotionally available, and had this quiet affection for Joan that felt safe. And maybe that's where the first cracks started to show. In a recent interview, Joan gave what was supposed to be a giddy wedding update, but something felt off. Her voice was soft, not the dreamy soft of someone in love, but the kind of soft that's trying hard not to offend. "We're taking things slow," she said with a polite smile. "There's no rush to set a date. We're just enjoying the journey." "The journey?" "Joan, you picked your forever guy on national television. Isn't the point to start that forever?" Fans expected she'd be knee-deep in lace samples and cake tastings by now. Instead, she talked vaguely about figuring out logistics and merging our lives in a thoughtful way. Thoughtful is nice, sure, but this update had all the excitement of a DMV appointment. I couldn't help but notice her eyes darted away when asked about Chock specifically. "He's wonderful," she replied quickly. "Very thoughtful." "Thoughtful again? That's not exactly swoon-worthy praise. That's what you say about your accountant, not your fiancé." So naturally, the speculation began. Some believe Joan is just being cautious after losing her first husband and experiencing the emotional roller coaster of dating in the spotlight. Others think there might be deeper issues. Maybe Chock isn't the man we thought he was. Or maybe he is. And Joan's starting to realize that safe doesn't mean soulmate. If you scroll through Joan's social media lately, it's like she's trying to tell us something without actually saying it. The pictures with Chock have slowed to a trickle. She's been posting more solo shots. Her hiking in Sedona, sipping coffee in antique bookstores, wandering coastal towns with that wistful expression she's perfected. Caption after caption reads like a journal entry. "Learning to enjoy my own company again. Rediscovering what makes me happy. And sometimes peace feels like solitude." Wait, again? Don't get me wrong. A woman rediscovering herself is powerful. Joan's self-love journey is inspiring. But it's also a little confusing, considering she's supposed to be planning a wedding with the man she chose out of 20 eligible Golden Bachelors. Shouldn't this be the us chapter, not the me one? Even Chock, who's never been Mr. Social Media, seems noticeably quiet. No posts, no likes, not even a supportive comment on her latest deep thought post about flowers blooming in unexpected seasons. If this is a blooming season, it's suspiciously low on sunshine. There are whispers from insiders too. Rumors that Joan's children are hesitant about Chock, that there's friction about where they'll live. He's a Colorado guy, she's a Maryland gal. And that Joan might be reconsidering whether love at 60-something should look like compromise or freedom. And that's the real kicker, isn't it? Maybe Joan isn't unhappy with Chock per se. Maybe she's just realizing that what she wants now isn't what she wanted during filming. Maybe falling in love on TV felt magical. But the reality of blending lives, of doing real life together, feels a little more like a burden than a dream. It's the age-old question. Can romance survive the return to everyday life? Joan's wedding update may not have screamed, "I'm miserable," but it certainly didn't sparkle with the excitement of a woman ready to say, "I do." And Joan, for all her grace and eloquence, is human. She's allowed to have doubts. But the puzzling part is this limbo she seems to be living in, not committing to a date, not calling off the engagement, just floating somewhere in between with a soft smile and an ever-changing aesthetic of self-reflection and inspirational quotes. We don't need a fairy tale ending. We just want to know the story isn't quietly unraveling behind closed doors. I'm not saying she and Chock are doomed. Maybe they're just two adults taking their time, being mindful, and navigating the complexities of late-in-life love. Maybe they'll have their lakeside wedding next fall, barefoot and glowing, surrounded by family and hummingbirds. Or maybe Joan's wedding dress is collecting dust in the closet while she quietly wonders if she said yes too soon. Whatever the truth is, one thing's certain, Joan Vassos isn't the type to settle. Whether she walks down the aisle or walks away, she'll do it on her own terms, with grace, honesty, and hopefully a little more clarity than that last wedding update gave us. But until then, I'm keeping one eyebrow raised, because something just doesn't add up. And Joan deserves more than thoughtful. She deserves ecstatic.